Hello, Vision Building Women. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Impact Academy. This is Dr. Saundra, and I'd like to welcome everybody here on tonight. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to come on in. We are live tonight, and our session tonight, we're going to be talking about what you need to do to start the next chapter in your life. Hello, Joni. Welcome, welcome. I see you're online tonight. You know what? This is going to bother me here. There we go. Let me just take this down. All right. Had to take that down. All right. Could someone do me a favor? Type me a note. Let me see if I can actually see your comment. Oh, great, I can. Joni, thank you. You've already done that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Joni. Hello, hello. Welcome, Elder Carol Clark. Hello, Alfreda. Oh, Lady Jazz. Hello, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I'm so excited about tonight's teaching. Hello, Prophetess Scarborough. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just glad to be on tonight. I tell you what, I missed you all so much last week. I tell you what, I really needed the rest. And I did get my rest. And I'm so excited I did. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Lisa. I see Victoria's watching. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome, 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 everybody. Valerie Songbird. Hello, hello. Hello, Lily. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Come on in. We're going to get started in about 60 more seconds. And so I'll give everybody the opportunity to come on in and since I can see you, Victoria, glad to have you here. Hello, Sora Tamika, how you doing? Hello, Deidre, welcome, welcome. So I'm just so glad to have everybody with us on tonight. Tonight's session is going to be about how to start a new chapter in your life. How to start a new chapter in your life. You know what? I got a new lipstick color on tonight, and I'm just not feeling this new lipstick color on camera. Y'all, so y'all just give me a second here. I'm not really feeling this, but I'm scared if I mix it with this pink that it's gonna look even worse. Give it a little bit of color. I don't know what that did, but anyway. So I got this thing about lipstick and how it looks on camera. But so welcome, Deidre. Hello, Connie. Hello, Krista. So about 30 more seconds and we are going to get started. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you here. Glad to have you here. Oh, Carol says it looks good. Looks okay? Okay, then I'll keep it the way it is. All right. I've got to drink some water today. I've been talking a lot on today. Had some other things going on. And so I've been talking a lot today. So I got to keep myself hydrated. Hello, Yvonne. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, Krista. I see April. Frank has joined us. Welcome, April. Welcome, everybody. So come on in. About 15 more seconds. Let me switch over on my laptop so I can see you all live on my laptop too. Okay. All right. And let me see, can I find, because I just like to see what it looks like, you know, because this is sometimes gets behind. All right. Hello, Minister Davis, Daphne Davis. How you doing? How you doing? So let me just switch over to here and see what it looks like. Hello, Sarah Sheila. How are you? Hello, Gail. How are you? Lynn, my high school buddy. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to have everybody here on tonight. And let me pull this up. There we go. Now I can kind of see where we are. Can y'all hear me in the background there? I'm going to mute. There we go. I'm going to mute that so I can just see it and not hear it. All right. So welcome, everybody. Hello, Lynn. Let's see, Yolanda. Hello, hello. So everybody, welcome. We're going to officially get started now. I'd like to give people about 2 minutes to try to get in because Facebook does have a little bit of a delay, as you know. Facebook has a little bit of a delay. So now we are officially Getting started. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Saundra Wall-Williams, and I am your teacher tonight for Impact Academy. Impact Academy is part of the Vision Building Institute, where we help women to build themselves and build their vision. And so we are excited to bring this training to you on tonight. And tonight's session is, it's time to start the new chapter in your life. I'm so excited about this right here, y'all. Y'all know when I get excited about something that I just like, I'm just so ready to teach this. So excited, so excited. Hello. Oh, Lisa's saying hello to Lynn. Hello. Two of my high school buddies on here. Kimberly Hines Winborn. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So tonight we're going to talk about how to get started in the next chapter in your life. All right. So the reason this is so important is because I've had to, as some of you have had to begin to start new chapters in my life. And I know that you've had to start new chapters in your life. Hello, Della. Hello, Kathleen. Hello, my line sister, Yolanda Ward. Y'all know what? I have got to stop right here because I see my daddy on my Facebook Live. Y'all say hello to my daddy. My daddy is on Facebook Live with his baby on tonight. Hello, Ernestine. Hello, Ruby. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, everybody, again. And so tonight's session, as I said, we're going to be talking about how to start a new chapter in your life. How to start a new chapter in your life. All right. Now, I've had to start new chapters in my life, and I'm sure some of you have. Before I started doing what I do full time, which is professional coaching and mentoring full-time and teaching and training full-time in my own company, then what I did was I was senior vice president and chief of technology for the 58 community colleges in the state of North Carolina. That was a very, very high demanding job, but what it taught me was it taught me so much about leadership. I was able to experience leadership at a level where I can now take all of those years of leadership, and not only leadership within government and education, but also leadership in the church. I'm also the director of administration for North Carolina Full Gospel. I am a minister. I'm an elder in my church. And so I have a lot of experience and a lot of leadership background that, coupled with my personal experiences, coupled with my education. I'm an NC State girl. Yes, we lost yesterday, but that's okay. I'm still an NC State girl. Okay. So coupled with all of that, all right, God has given me the ability to bring teaching to you to help you to build yourself so that you can build your vision. I know there is so much greatness, so much vision, so many things that you want to be able to do, but for whatever reason, you have not started. Or for whatever reason, you just haven't figured out, well, what should I do? How should I do? And so on. Oop, hit my computer there. What should I do? How should I do it? And so on. So with all my background, all my experience, the Lord has gotten me to this point in this season in my life that I am to pour into you all. So again, welcome, welcome. Again, hello, Alfreda. Thanks everybody for saying hello to my daddy. Mwah. That's to my daddy. Mwah. That's to my mama. Because I know if my daddy's on here, my mama's on here too. All right. And so hello, Mrs. Bass. Hello, Patrice. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to give you a little bit of my background so you would know I'm not just some person who is just, off the cuff, just coming to you speaking and that sort of thing. My credentials in terms of my education, my experience, my background in both the corporate, government, and ministry has brought me to the place where I can come and teach and minister and work with you. I have clients that I work with on an individual basis. I have clients that I work with in groups, and I have clients that in both the coaching side and the mentoring side, because I do both professionally. And I would like to say to my mentoring group, you know who you are. Inner Circle, hello, mwah. I love the Inner Circle. If you're in the Inner Circle, type a 1 in the comment box. If you're part of the Inner Circle, type 1, because I want to say, of course, hello to the Inner Circle. Love you guys. You know you're getting your stuff on tomorrow. Be ready for it, because tomorrow this month in the Inner Circle, we're going to be talking about how to get clear on what God has called you to do. So that's what we're talking about. Hello, there you go, Inner Circle. Thank you all. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being here and supporting me on tonight. So let's dive deep into tonight's subject. And it is, again, that it's time to start a new chapter in your life. And how do you do that? And how do you know when it's time to start a new chapter? But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about this concept of chapters in your life. Now, here's a mistake that I have seen happen with a lot of my clients. And as you know, I come prepared. I have my notes and everything, and I'm so excited to bring you this teaching on tonight. So here's something that I see with a lot of, especially a lot of women, in terms of beginning something new, okay? Especially with a lot of women in terms of beginning something new. And it's this. We often try to move from everything in our life. We try to shift everything at the same time, okay? Now, I really need for you to hear me with this, is that when you try to shift everything, you say, I'm going to go into a new season, all right? Well, let me tell you something. There are different seasons, and I don't want you to think that everything in your life is going to change at the same time, all right? You need to understand that when we talk about determining you're going to a new chapter in your life, you need to ask yourself, which area of my life needs to be in a new chapter? Now, let me tell you how I got the revelation of this right here in terms of the new chapter. Many of you know that I read several books at one time, okay? Well, if you don't, you do now, okay? Sometimes I can read 5 books at one time. That's just the way I read, and that's just the way I compartmentalize information in my head, and I tend to read more than one book at one time, usually anywhere from 3 to 5 books at the same time. So this particular time, I'm reading several books. Usually I read something spiritual. The book I'm reading spiritual right now is called The Believer's Authority. I'm not recommending these books. I'm just telling you this is what I'm reading, okay? So I'm reading The Believer's Authority, What You Didn't Learn in Church. It's called The Believer's Authority, What You Didn't Learn in Church. This is a spiritual book that I'm reading. I'm also reading a book on mentoring. I believe in staying current with your craft. I believe that when God's called you to do something, that you've got to learn and grow in that area. And I know God has called me to professionally mentor. Professionally mentor means that people pay me to mentor them. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, professionally mentor. And so I'm also reading this book. I've read this one before, but I'm rereading this in light of the Inner Circle and some things we're implementing in the Inner Circle, and that is authentic spiritual mentoring. So I'm reading this book. So I'm reading The Believer's Authority. I'm reading Authentic Spiritual Mentoring. You see where I've got little tabs and everything in there. I usually also read something that's like a self-help, sort of a professional career type sort of book. I usually read that kind of book too. The one I'm reading in that vein is called Climbing the Ladder in Stilettos. Okay. It's something Dr. Christine Grant gave me this book, and it's called Climbing the Ladder in Stilettos, 10 Strategies for Stepping Up to Success and Satisfaction at Work. Okay. Y'all are being really quiet. Are you still hearing me? Let me get some likes on the screen and make sure y'all can still hear me. Okay, I see some people responding, so that's great. Okay, so Della says she has it. You have this book, Della, the Climbing the Ladder in Stilettos. So I'm reading this one. Dr. Grant gave me this one. I'm reading this one because I'm also a career coach. Okay, I'm what I call a calling and career coach, which means, calling and career mentor, which means I help people mentor people in their calling and mentor people in their career. But I'm also a vision coach, and I help women and support them as they build themselves, as they build their vision. But anyway, bottom line is I read lots of books at one time. So I'm reading this one, these 3, and I also always am reading something to help me with business. And the one I'm reading with business, I don't have the cover on it. I took the cover off of this one. It's called Profit First. All right, Profit First. And Profit First is a really cool business book that teaches you how to make sure you make a profit in your business and how you think about profit along with everything else. Oh, and so I read several books at one time. And here's what I found is that, and this is a revelation the Lord gave me about the next chapter in our life. So in reading all of these books, I can read all 4 of these books at one time. All right. Well, of course, not at the same time, but, I spend about 90 minutes a day reading. All right. 90 minutes to 2 hours a day just reading. So I may read this one for 30 minutes and each one for 30 minutes, or I try to read 10 pages out of each one every single day. And sometimes I don't get to that, but I try to read 10 pages out of every one. That's sort of a little habit. Read 10 pages a day. I got that from some motivational speaker. I don't remember who. But anyway, I try to read 10 pages every single day. But what I found is this, is that reading every single one of those books, every book was different and every chapter was different. What the Lord showed me is that the components of my life are just like reading a different book with different chapters. I need for that to sit in for a second. Okay? The components of your life are just like reading a different book, okay? A different book with different chapters, okay? Are you getting me? I need that to settle for just a moment. Okay? I need that to settle. All right? Trying to check the lighting over here. I'm not too pleased with this lighting on tonight, but Jonathan told me about what to do with the lighting, and I didn't do what he said. So I need to get this lighting fixed. I'm looking at the lighting over here on the computer, and I'm not liking it that much. Okay, not really liking it that much. Let me see something here. Let me back this up. Hold on, y'all, just a second. I'm gonna try to make a little change here and see if that will help the lighting any. I don't think so. I'm not really liking the lighting. Hold on just a second. I'm still not liking the lighting tonight, but okay. Well, I got to deal with it. All right. We're going to have to test this lighting out because I'm not really too pleased with this lighting, but I'll just deal with what I have tonight, okay? Because I got to get this out. All right. So, here's the thing. Hey, Amy. Hello, Marvella. Hello, Michelle. Welcome on tonight. So, here's the thing, that every single book had a different chapter. Every single book had a different chapter. So then I began to think about, okay, what are the books in my life? What are the books? I thought about my spiritual life, my emotional life, my marital life, lower my back. I can't get up, Roberta, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is for right now. All right. You're going to have a session with me on lighting. You're going to have a session with me, Roberta, on lighting. Okay. All right. My spiritual life, my marital life, my emotional life, my ministry life, my calling, my career, being a mom, all of those are different books of my life. I need y'all to get this. All of those are different books of my life. You could, if I ask you to sit down and just to pin, what are the different components? What are the different books in your life? You would be able to do the same thing. If I ask you just to write down, what are all the different things that take something from you or that you're involved in, and it takes something from you? What are all those different things, and what would they be? Okay? You would be able to tell me. Okay? You would be able to tell me. So, here is the question. When I have different books, and they have different chapters, don't the books of your life have different chapters? Here's where I see women that I deal with all the time, women that I mentor, women that I coach, all the time. I see women trying to move trying to go from chapter to chapter in every book in their life at the same time. Here's what I need you to get. I may be on chapter 3 in this book. I may be on chapter 7 in this book. I may be on chapter 4 in this book. And I may be on chapter 1 in this book. Every area of your life, you are not going to be at the same place in every area of your life. All right? I need for you to get this. This is so important, because if you get this, you're going to find yourself being free and wondering why is it that you are moving forward in your career, but you can't move forward in your calling. Or you wonder why is it that your career is or that your home life is so great, but you're having a horrible time in your career. All right? I hope you're with me. Okay? Hope you're with me. So now, here's what I need for you to understand is that the chapters, there are different chapters in different books. And depending on your level of where you are emotionally, spiritually, where you are, your level of experience, what different situations are in your life, that denotes what chapter you are in. So I can be very, very experienced, okay, or be well on my way in terms of a chapter in my marital life, because I've been married for almost 30 years now, okay? But I may not be that far in terms of my being a mom life, all right? Or being the mom chapter, okay? Are you with me? Are you following me, all right? So at the same time, I may be well in my career and being like right now in my career, I'm moving forward. I'm doing what I need to be doing. That's because I've got a lot of experience. I've got 30 years plus of experience in my life. And that's why now I'm able to pour out to others. Okay? But that may be different in terms of other areas of my life. See, the thing that I see so many women doing is they try to move every area of their life at the same time. And you can't do that. You have to assess, where are you? Where is your level of experience? Where is your level of maturity? Where are you as it relates to the particular book of your life? So, some of you may just be on chapter 1 in terms of your business life. Some of you may be on chapter, 20. If you've been in ministry for 20 years, and a year does not denote a chapter. Okay, let me tell you that. A year and a chapter are not equal to the same thing. Okay? All right? So how do you define a chapter? I have no idea. All right? I have no idea. But a year and a chapter they're not the same thing. All right? Just checking on something over here. Okay, wonderful. All right, so what I need for you to see is that there are different areas of your life. Each one of those areas has a different chapter associated with it, okay? Has a different chapter associated with it, and you can't move in each area of your life at the same rate at the same time. God may mature you. Hold on. God may mature you in your career, but you can still have a level of immaturity in your calling. You need to get this. You may be mature in ministry. All right? You may be mature in ministry. And say, for example, you are very mature in ministry, and you went back to school. You went back. You're very mature in ministry. You went back to school. You got a degree, and now you just started in the professional world. Okay? Well, you are in one level of a chapter in your ministry, but in your career, you're just getting started. So you can't change and you can't operate the same way in the ministry as you have in your career, because they're on two different playing fields. Your level of experience in the two are different. It's just like I can't read just because I'm on chapter 2 in this book. Just because I'm on chapter 2 let me get a higher chapter. Just because I'm on chapter 5 in this book, okay, get me here. If I'm on chapter 5 in this book, but then say, I just started reading this book, I can't skip to chapter 5 in here and expect to understand everything that is going on. I've still got to read chapters 1 through 4. Some of us attempt to skip things because we've matured spiritually in an area, or we've matured financially, or we've matured in a particular area. So we want to skip some chapters, or we want to skip some preparation, or we want to skip some different things, and we try to go straight to a new chapter in an area in our life, and you're not ready to go. You got to get this. Ooh, I'm trying to hold back, y'all. What time is it? Now, I am determined, Prophetess Scarborough, to be off of here tonight. I'm determined. So keep me on target, Prophetess Scarborough. Okay? Lisa says, Minister David says, well, yes. Okay. Lisa says, amen. I've bumped heads with this personally this past year. Yes. Jazz says, this is on time. Lily says, great teaching. Wonderful. Prophetess Scarborough, you got their teeth clenching. Okay? Keep me accountable. Keep me accountable. All right, so that's the thing. When you try to skip preparation and you try to move everything in your life into this new chapter, you're not going to be able to do that. It just does not work. Okay? Victoria says, I'm stepping on your toes. I'm sorry. This teaching is for you if I'm stepping on your toes. All right? So that's what I needed for you. Before I got into the things I need to teach you on tonight, I need for you to get the groundwork of why it is that you can be successful in moving forward in one area and you're not successful in moving forward in another. It's because you're at a different chapter in that area of your life. Okay? I need for you to understand this. Okay? Some of us have started and things in our life have just moved the same way, just different ways, and we've moved up. But then what happens is you get to a point and then new things start to happen in your life. New things begin to happen in your life. When these new things begin to happen in your life, you try to take all of you into that. Well, you may have a lot of experience. Okay, you may have a lot of different kinds of experience and different kinds of what else can I say? Credentials and things like that that go along, that got you there. But throat's getting dry, y'all. Okay, you may have a lot of different type of credentials and experience that have gotten you there. All right. But you've got to make sure that you know how to operate in the chapter that you're in based on the experience and what you bring to the table. So many times we try to go to a chapter, try to take a part of our life to a new chapter, and that part of our life is not prepared for what we are bringing to it. Oh, come on now. You get this right here, you will have a new mindset going to work tomorrow or whatever you have to do tomorrow. All right. So I need for you to get it. Ernestine said this is right on time. Good, 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 good. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So now, if you understand, we got to get some feedback here. I'm guessing y'all are writing tonight. So if you understand the part about the chapters of the different books being the different parts of your life, and every part of your life has a different chapter, I want you to give me a like or a 1 or something on the screen so I know you're with me. Okay? Let me give you a second to do that. Thank you, Lady Jazz. That's a word. And while you were giving me those likes, I just want to let y'all know that I was treated like a queen this past weekend. My soror, Dr. Sheila Gothard, she treated me at her house. I stayed with her while I was in Greensboro, and I felt like a queen. Mwah! That's for you, Sheila. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay? I love you, love you, love you. But that's what we sorors do, right? That's what we do. Wonderful. Y'all are getting it. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. All right. So now, here's the thing. So everybody's got that. So now, how do you know that it's time for you to move to a new chapter? How do you know that it's time for you to move to a new chapter? All right. So I'm going to give you 3 things How much time do I have, Phyllis? 9:29. I'm going to give you 3 things that let you know it's time to move to a new chapter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, really quickly, 5 strategies to do if you're kind of shaky about moving. All right, so here's the 3 things that you know it's time for you to move to a new chapter. Number 1, these are very simple, but they're profound because some of you won't admit that you're feeling these, okay? So number 1, you feel stuck. You feel stuck. What I mean by you feel stuck is that you know there's more that you could be doing, but for whatever reason, you feel like you stuck in a rut and like a little, what do you call them, a hamster on a spinning wheel, and you're just spinning and spinning and you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And for whatever reason, you are making excuses that are keeping you stuck. Okay? I like all those ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? You just feel stuck. All right? And because you feel stuck, you get frustrated. You tend to complain about where you are. You know that it's time for you to move on and get to a new season, to get to a new chapter, whatever you want to. You can call it new season, you can call it new chapter, you can call it next level. I don't care what you call it, but it's your next. Okay, it's where God has ordained for you to go next. But you need to understand that those different areas of your life. So think about it this way. Okay, you are in like right now, where I am in a new chapter in my life is preparing for a son to leave home. That's a new chapter for me. All right. So I'm having to teach things now that I haven't taught before. I'm having to pay attention to things that my son does now that I didn't have to pay attention to before. I didn't have to pay attention to before, that he knows about how to get change and make sure that this is done or that is done, and how to go to the store and buy certain things. I didn't have to worry about him knowing how to go in the grocery store and buy some chips. I didn't have to worry about that because I did it. Okay. Now I need to know that he can go do some things on his own. Now I need to make sure that he can drive and he can go get from point A to point B, and all of those things are going to be happening in his life. That's a new chapter for me. Okay? But something I got to do. So think about yourself. What are some new chapters in your life? See, so many times we want to go to a new chapter, and we want that new chapter to be a next level. And sometimes it is, okay? We want that chapter to be a new season, and sometimes it is. But sometimes a new chapter is just a place or a situation where you have never been before. Okay? And some of you want to go to new chapters in your life. Your new chapter could be going back to school. Your new chapter could be getting ready to work on a book. Your new chapter can be just getting a new position at the same job. Your new chapter could be, okay, I'm finally ready to start this ministry and I'm going to do it. That could be your new chapter, but you feel stuck where you are. And let me tell you something. Some of you are not going to like this. Some of you are not going to like this. Okay? But when you're stuck, you usually keep yourself stuck. I'm going to just leave it right there. Usually when you are stuck, it's usually because you are holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. All right? Now, that's the first one. Number 1, you know it's time for a new chapter when you feel stuck. Number 2, you know it's time for a new chapter when you no longer feel inspired where you are. Now, get this. I did not say that where you are is inspiring you. What I said is that you no longer feel inspired where you are. That means you're doing the same thing, the same way, and you're getting tired of doing that because you don't feel like you walk into work and it's a new challenge. Or you walk into a situation and it's a new challenge. Or you're experiencing something new. If something is not new to me, if something gets old and stagnant and stale to me, then I tend to ease my way out of it. I tend to transition, checking the time, I tend to transition my way out of the things that get stagnant and things that don't inspire me. Okay? When I'm reading a book, if it doesn't get me in the first 10 pages, I'm going to look at the chapters. I won't continue to read it word for word anymore. If it doesn't get me in the first 10 pages, it doesn't hold my attention, the first 10 pages, then I'm going to go to the table of contents and I'm going to read the chapters that I want to read at that point. Okay? It's just the way it is. And that's what you need to do when you think about, is where I am, is it inspiring? Okay? Am I inspired to go into, please say, well, Saundra, how can you be inspired to go into a job every day? Well, you know what? If I have to be somewhere for 8 hours a day and the majority of my life I'm spending there, then I need to be inspired. Okay? I need to be inspired. Why would I spend that amount of time somewhere and I'm not inspired? Tell me why. Why would I spend that amount of time somewhere? I'm thinking this is a part of the light problem, Roberta. There we go. Why would I spend that amount of time somewhere and I am not inspired? Okay? So here's another thing. You're not inspired if you don't feel F-E-E-L, fulfilled. Okay? If you're somewhere and you don't feel fulfilled, then you're probably not inspired by what's going on. When I was working for community colleges, I loved it. And I felt inspired every day because every single day I enjoyed going in because every single day was a challenge. Every single day was something new. Every single day I had to deal with something. Every single day I made sure I learned something new. And let me tell you why. Some of you got to get this right here. Every single day I walked into my job and I knew I had to learn something new because I knew that God was not going to have me there forever. And if I stayed stagnant at that job, then what God had me going to, I would not be prepared for. Somebody needs to get that. You need to get that. Stop walking into even if you say, I don't feel inspired, but I haven't made the appropriate plans to be able to go to a new job. Okay. Then tomorrow, begin the planning or whatever you need to do. Begin the planning and then begin to ask yourself, what can I learn on my job today? What can I learn wherever you are tomorrow? Whether it's a job, whether you homeschool, whether you're in school full time, whether you're spending the day with somebody, regardless of what it is. Ask yourself when you go into that situation tomorrow, into that place tomorrow, what can I learn today so that I know I'm going to use it in my next? So I went into, I'm getting ready to do a webinar. One of my very first webinars, going to do a webinar on how to work your job until you can live your dream. If you like that title, let me know. Okay, put a 2. I need to distinguish these comments. So put a 2 in the chat if you like the title. How to work your job until you can live your dream. Okay, because I worked my job. I worked it every single day. I got awards. I was North Carolina's Technology Woman of the Year. I was NC State's Alumni of the Year. I was one of North Carolina's Chief Information Officers of the Year. I worked my job. I was good at my job. But I was good at my job because I knew that God had something else for me. And in order for me to get what God had for me, I had to learn how to work where I was. I had to learn how to utilize every single thing at my job. I had to learn how to utilize every single thing at my job. And then I had to like it and I had to understand, how can I use that where God is taking me? So when I was sitting in a meeting, let me tell you one of the most magnificent things. Oh, thank y'all for all those tools. Thank you. Tools. Thank you. So I was sitting in a meeting one day. Get this. I was sitting in a meeting with Bill Gates. Bill Gates, yes, founder of Microsoft, that Bill Gates, was sitting literally right, I'm looking for a blank sheet of paper. He was sitting in the meeting right beside me, okay? And I noticed, and Bill Gates was asking me all of these questions about what we were doing at community colleges. How in the world did I support 58 community colleges? How did you do that? But I noticed something. Every time I would say something, Bill Gates would write a note. And Bill Gates did not write portrait. Bill Gates wrote landscape. He wrote this way, okay? And I noticed how he began mapping. He was mapping things out. And I said, of course I didn't ask, but I said to myself, what is he doing? I just continued to answer his questions. So then after we finished, and then they brought us lunch, and everything, I asked him, I said, Mr. Gates, can you tell me why is it that you write that way on your page? I'm a learner, and I just always like to learn and grow from people. And he said, I'm mapping out and I'm writing what I'm going to do based on what you are saying. Listen to me. I'm writing what I'm going to do based on what you are saying. I started looking at my meetings differently. Okay. This is what began to inspire me. Let me see if I have one of those right here. I may have one. Oh, here's one. So I was just in a meeting the other day. See this little sheet of paper right here? You can't read what's on it. It doesn't even matter what's on it. But I was in a meeting the other day. And as I was in that meeting, things that they were saying that I know would help me in my business or me in the ministry that God has given me, I put it on here. So sometimes y'all are in meetings, on your job, in your ministry, wherever you are, in the school, wherever you are, okay? You're in meetings and you're sitting there feeling uninspired and you don't like where you are. But instead of feeling uninspired and not liking where you are, then take what's happening, take your experience and let it inspire you in something in your own ministry, in something in your own business, in something in your career, in something, okay? But you know it's time to move on to the next chapter is if you get to a place and nothing inspires you. I can't believe that that's the case. I can't believe that's the case. But if it is, it's time for a new chapter. And your new chapter, if you feel stuck and you feel you can't move and you feel you're not inspired, then your new chapter is to allow something to inspire you to do something more where you are. I got to get to number 3. I got to get to number 3. Number 3. And number 3 leads us into the strategies. So number 1 is, you know it's time to start a new chapter when you feel stuck. Number 2, you know it's time to start a new chapter when you are no longer inspired. And thank you all for joining. Thank you for your comments. I actually read each and every comment, so please, and if you have a question, please go ahead and put that in there and I can respond to the question after. Usually I do a live or something to respond to questions because I can't get to them all usually in the video. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Yes, welcome, Amanda. Hello, Jessica. Hello, everybody. Hello, Marcito. Welcome, welcome. All right, so number 1, again, was you feel stuck. Number 2, you don't feel inspired. And here's number 3. Number 3 is you need a change. You need a change. Okay? Now, here's what I need you to remember about change. I need you to write this down. I need you to write this down. I want you to, how can I say this? Readjust or shift your mindset in terms of change. Okay? I need you to readjust or shift. I don't like that light either. Okay? Readjust or shift your mindset in terms of change. Okay? You should write this down. Change is the following. C-H-A-N-G-E. I'm going to do a Dr. Christine Grant. Okay? C-H-A-N-G-E. Change, got it? C, change. H, helps. A, attract. N, new. G, gifts. And E, energy. That's what change does for you. Okay? Change helps attract new gifts and energy. If you do not change, if you stay doing the same thing the same way all the time, if you try to stay in the same chapter in every area of your life, then the gifts and the energy that you have that God needs for you to take to your next level, it will not happen. That's why you're staying stuck. That's why you do not feel inspired, because you're not willing to change. When you're not willing to change, then the giftings, the energy, the things that you could take to somebody else or take to someone else won't happen because you want to stay where you are. Oh, y'all, this is so very important. And you've really got to understand that change is required if you're going to move to your next, if you want to ready to go to your next chapter, okay? I can't go to chapter 4 in this book if I'm not willing to do some of the things that I learned in chapter 1 through 3. Thank you, Mrs. Bass. Thank you, thank you. Yes, change helps attract new energy and gifts. Yes. No, new gifts and energy. Change helps attract new gifts and energy. CHANGE, gifts and energy. Okay? All right? So, if you want to... I always keep pens in my book, y'all, because I write notes in different colors. Yes, I'm kind of anal about some things. All right? And I always write different colors in my books. All right? So, if you want to change, then you've got to understand, if you want new, if you want the next chapter, you've got to be willing to allow change to happen. Oh, and yes, change helps attract new gifts and energy. CHANGE, change helps attract new gifts and energy. All right? That's what change is. And you're ready to move to a new chapter when you are ready to change, when you are ready to use your gifts, when you are ready to put your energy in a place that you haven't had it in before. Then you're ready for change. Okay? Then you're ready for the next chapter. All right? Let me tell you a new chapter. And I think some of the stylists that are on here may appreciate this. All right? I am going to a new chapter in my life when it comes to my hair. I've made this decision, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. All right? I look at people's hair like Kimberly Hines Winborn. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's natural. It's so beautiful. I want to do that. I want to be able to have my natural hair. I'm doing a lot of things natural. A lot of you know I do essential oils. I try like the natural things to heal my body before I get into all the other medicine and stuff. Not that I'm against medicine, because I'll be the first one to go to the doctor to find out what's wrong with me. First one to go to the doctor. Okay? But I just like some natural remedies if I can. All right? So, at the end of the year, all right, at the end of 18? At the end of 2018, whatever is permed in my hair, I'm cutting off. I'm cutting out the perm. It's a new chapter in my life. I want to have natural hair. I want to have natural hair. And Lisa, that shampoo, Monat, I think it's called. Kimberly Hines Winborn, I think you use Monat also. I'm getting ready to be a customer because I want to have natural hair. I just see it so beautiful on so many other people. Sheila, that's right. Sheila and I talked about this weekend because I love it on everybody else. Now, does that mean I'm not going to get my hair? No. Because y'all know I like to switch up my hair. Right now I need to do something with this because it's just like it got wet today, y'all. Y'all know what happens when hair gets wet, right? All right, yes, Monat, right. Dr. Grant. Oh, yeah, yes, natural hair. Dr. Saundra Williams, yes. Don't pass out. Get up so you can finish writing notes, okay? So, Amy says, I'll enjoy it. Amy, because your hair is natural. Beautiful. But that's going to be a change. It sounds minor, but it's huge for me. It's huge for me. Lisa says she loves my hair long. All right? That's huge for me. But I tell you what, that's a change I want to happen because I want to experience that for myself. All right? I just want to experience it. Some of you that's a minor change, really. Well, it's kind of major, but it's minor for me. But some of you have changes that you need to make in your life, but because you feel stuck, because you don't feel inspired, because you're fearful, you will not step out to do what it takes to change. Okay? And remember that when you step out and just change, all right, when it's time for a change, when you know that, when you know there's gifts inside of you, when you know there's energy inside of you, and you're not utilizing them where you are, it's time to change. Okay? It's time for a new chapter. It's time for your next chapter. And some of you just, for whatever reason, don't want to do it. Some of you have some gifting. I was talking to someone today, and she knows who I'm talking about. I'm not going to call your name because you didn't give me permission. All right? So we were talking about if she hadn't have stepped out, where she would be in her life, in her ministry. You know, I was watching someone today up at church, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just started coaching her about a month ago, and I am seeing her just go with leaps and bounds. That's because she did not like where she was. She wanted more. She knew there was more. And it was like we just had one session and she's like, woof, you know. Actually, we've had two now. We've had two sessions and she's just moving in leaps and bounds. But I will tell you, when you want to go to a new chapter, there's some things you got to do. There's some things you have to do. Okay? So now, let me give you those. First of all, let me review. All right? Hello, Kalia. Hello, Valencia. How you doing? All right? So first, let me give you the review. So, you know it's time for a new, and I can't go over all the things with the books. If you're just now joining, then you really need to go back and hear my definition and the revelation that God gave me about new chapters. You really need to understand that. So if you're just joining, whether you're just, if you're watching this on the replay, joining us, then please go back and watch the replay at the beginning. And, and before I forget, let me welcome all the replay viewers and let me welcome all and say thank you for joining us, all your YouTube viewers. Thank you for that. So we said, you know, it's time to for a new chapter. If you feel stuck. Number 2, if you're not inspired. Number 3, you know it's time for a change. Okay, one of those 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to give you 5 ways that you need, what things you need to do in order to make the next chapter happen. Okay, 5 things you need to do. And yes, Prophet Scarborough, I'm going to do it in 10 minutes. Maybe 11. Okay, so hang on. Number one, you need to leave the pain of the past. If you're going to start a new chapter in your life, regardless of which book of your life it is, leave the pain of the past. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. Okay, but you can do it. You can leave the pain of your past so that you can get to what you need to do in your future. Okay? Some of you can't go to a new chapter because you keep reading the old one over and over. Now, there is some significance to rereading chapters. Because like I said, I've read this book already. I've read this book from cover to cover already. I've read it. But I'm rereading it because I'm rereading it in light of the inner circle. Okay, because now when I read this book the first time, I was being mentored. I was being mentored when I read the first time. So I read this book from the perspective of a mentee. I'm reading this book now from the perspective of someone who does professional mentoring. For someone who does professional mentoring and gets paid for it. Reading it from a whole different perspective. Okay, so some things in the past are great. You can redo things if you want. But there's some things that y'all need to leave in the past and let it stay there. Okay? There are certain people that have hurt you in the past. Leave it. Let them go. There are certain people who have said things to you and wondering why you're going in the direction that you're going. If they don't want to get on board, tell them to catch another train that yours is pulling off. Okay? Leave the past behind. Number 2, if you're going to move to the next chapter in your life, number 1, leave the pain behind. Number 2, you've got to hold on to wisdom. Hold on to wisdom. You hear me say this all the time. Stop talking to folk who have not been where you want to go. Okay? If someone has not been where you want to go or where God is taking you, why are you listening to them? Now, there's certain concepts of wisdom, okay, that people may not have been that you listen to. I'm talking about those people who have something negative to say about where you're going and they've never been there. Okay? Honey, how can someone teach you how to be a millionaire and they have $2 in the bank? Okay? Now, unless they've been a millionaire and they've dropped back down to $2, might be a little bit different. I'm talking about someone who has never been a millionaire, never done the kinds of things that you're trying to do, whether it's in ministry, whether it's in your calling, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your business, regardless of where it is, okay? But yet they're trying to show you and tell you what you shouldn't do, okay? Seek wisdom. What does the Bible say? Wisdom is the principal thing, okay? Seek it out. Find some mentors that are wise, okay? Find you a coach that knows what she's doing. Okay? Find you someone. Roberta, I'm so glad you just went by. Roberta is a marketing expert. Okay, like I've told you this before. She's taught me so many things about marketing my company and marketing my business. And I know she's going to text me about when we can get together on this lighting. Okay, so that's her expertise. I listen to her because she knows what she's talking about. Why would I listen to someone about lighting and they've never been on Facebook Live? Oh, they've never done a video. Now, you might can tell me my lighting is bad. You might can tell me that I can improve it, but that's as far as you can go. All right? You go to the experts. You listen to wisdom. All right? Victoria says, my mom used to say, drop the zero, get a hero. Yes, exactly. Okay? All right? So listen to wisdom. All right? Listen to wisdom. Get you a good mentor. Get in a good mentoring program. Do something. All right? If you're ready for the next chapter. All right? Like, for example, I'm in several different programs. Several different programs for different areas in my life. I've got stuff that I do spiritually where I'm being taught. I just paid $500 the other day to go to something in June because I knew if I didn't pay now, I would not get a seat come next month. This thing is happening in June and I paid. I've already paid. All right. We've already got our hotel reservations. We're ready to go. All right. It's already booked on my calendar because I know there's going to be wisdom there. The wisdom that I need for something in my company because they've already done it. All right. So you've got to look at it that way. Okay. I got to, 5 minutes. Phyllis. Okay. So number 3, number 1 was leave the pain in the past. Number 2, to get to your next chapter, hold on to wisdom. Number 3, reconnect with your vision and get some new goals. Okay. Some of you, it's only February. It's only February, and some of you have already gotten discouraged about the vision that God gave you for this year. Okay? Oh, thank you so much, Marcita. Thank you so much. Okay? Some of you have it's only February, and today is what? February 11th, I think? February 11th. We are only, 41 days, maybe 41, 42 days into 2018, and you're already discouraged. Okay? It's okay. Get some new goals. Reconnect with the vision that God has given you. If He gave it to you a long time ago and you still haven't accomplished it, reconnect with the vision. All right. Don't let the enemy steal what God has placed inside of you. Reconnect with the vision. Reconnect. Reconnect. If you're not in a circle where you can reconnect, get a new circle. All right. Oh, y'all, I'm not sure if this is good to you. This is good to me. All right, let's look at number 4. All right, number 4. Explore something new. Y'all, stop being so familiar. Stop being comfortable. Explore something new. The hair thing, that's going to be new for me. Okay, it's going to be new. I know it sounds simple, but it's going to be new for me, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be here January 31st at New Year's Eve service going, oh, I got to cut my hair. But I'm going to cut it. See, I've already started. Where's Jazz and Kimberly? Y'all can see that new growth in there. Okay? Y'all can see it in there. I'm going to get some color. Sheila and I talked about that. I'm going to keep my color. But I'm going to get rid of all the perm. Because I want to be as natural as I can be. Okay? All right? Why? I have no idea. I just want to experience it. I want to experience something new. Some of you all need to try something new. Some of you all need to find some new people to hang out with. All right. If you want to grow spiritually and the people around you are not, take a class by yourself. Go to a conference by yourself. I will never forget when I went to Speak for Pay by myself in Atlanta. I paid $1,300 to go to that, and it changed my world. Changed my world. Okay. I went by myself. Got on the train, went to Atlanta, and still go to Atlanta for the mentoring, okay, and the coaching that this woman gives for me, okay? I'm in different coaching and my own coaching and mentoring groups at the level where I am. You got to start somewhere. You got to start something new. You've got to stop sitting around doing things the same way and expect different results. That is the definition of insanity. It's the definition of being insane. Same thing. Same way, expect different results. All right. Oh, I see a huge comment going up, but I can't read it. Okay. I saw a new position in the banking industry tomorrow. Yes. You're still educating, just not on the campus. Find out how do you work that job until you live your dream. I'm glad y'all like that title, because that's going to be the title of my new webinar. How do you work your job until you can live your dream? How do you take every aspect of what it is that you do until you can live your dream? Okay, and how do you take all that and then be able to put it into your dream? Everything that I've been doing, everything that I've learned, everything that I've grown over my past 30 years of experience and where I am, it's because of all the different places. And now I'm putting that into my dream. Women tell me, I spent 15 minutes with you and I feel like I've just been somewhere for 3 hours. That's because I can pour so much into you in 15 minutes. You can try doing something for 2 days by yourself and I can help you in 15 minutes, more than likely, to get you on the right track. Different subject. Let's go to that's number 4. Explore something new. Some of you getting a new organization. All right. Have a new experience. Get into some new surroundings. Some of you just need to get some new friends. Okay. Yes. I like that, Amanda. Like-minded business women for encouragement since starting your business. If you're starting a business, you need to get in a group of women that are starting a business. If you're starting a ministry, you need to get in a group of women, get with a group of women that are starting a ministry. Okay? That's why I love the inner circle. Because in the inner circle, we talk about business, we talk about ministry. You know, last time we had, I think it was Pastor Thorne asked a question about ministry. Ernestine asked a question about business. But either way, everything we talked about helped everybody. Everything helps everybody. That's why I love the inner circle. Okay? Now, last one, number 5. And yes, Prophet Scarborough, I know. I'm a minute over. I'm sorry. All right. It's 10 o'clock. Give me 5 more minutes. 5 more. I'm going to get this. I'm going to make this happen one Sunday night. 5 more minutes. Okay. Number 5 is to take some risk and just show up. Number 5, take some risk and just show up. Let me say that again. Take some risk and just show up. You know what? I was looking today at Roots. Roots, the Next Generation is on. Roots, the Next Generation is on. I can't think of the name of the Sundial or Sundance channel is on. And there was a scene in Roots, the Next Generation where Alex Haley's father would get a full scholarship. He didn't know this. But he was working hard. He was trying to get back to school. He was trying to get into school. And for whatever reason, he was a Pullman porter. And for whatever reason, he could not make enough money to go back to school. He hadn't made enough money. Okay. Well, while on the train, he met this man who, I think he was a publisher of the Saturday Evening Post. All right. Publisher of the Saturday Evening Post, the Pullman, Alex Haley's father, and he was cleaning something in there. Anyway, so he was sitting down talking to the publisher of the Saturday Evening Post. Publisher of the Saturday Evening Post gives him his business card, and it's going out the train. He said, "Write me and let me know how your story ends." So then you go to this next scene where Alex Haley's father, Simon Haley, is now at what is now North Carolina A&T State University, Aggie Pride. He's at North Carolina, what is now North Carolina A&T State University. And he's telling the president, I know I don't have the money to go. I'm going to pay my tuition. He's telling him all this stuff. And then the president says to him, but everything has been paid for you for the year. And so Simon Haley says, what do you mean? Everything has been paid. He said, you had a benefactor that paid for your entire year, your tuition, your room, your board, plus a stipend has all been paid for you. But we could not let you know unless you enrolled in school. So Simon Haley, Alex Haley's father, would have never known that somebody had already paid for what he had been trying to work for had he not shown up. And there was a guy from the Saturday Evening Post. He paid his entire tuition, plus gave him a stipend for the whole year. But Alex Haley's dad would have never known it had he not shown up. The reason that some of you can't go to a next chapter is because you just don't show up. You don't take the risk and you just don't show up. Some of you got to show up and put yourself in a place so that you can move to the next chapter in your life. Some of you are stuck on chapter 3. Some of you are stuck on chapter 3 and you can't move to chapter 4 because you won't show up. You don't, exactly, Dr. Grant, you don't have to be discouraged about what's going to happen. Jesus has already paved the way. He's already paid it all for everything that you need in every area of your life. But in some instances, you just got to show up. Oh my goodness. You got to take the risk. You got to show up. When I walked away from 15 years of leadership, high-level leadership, being in control, I could just say something and it would happen, to now doing my own business, okay? Checking my own email. I don't check it all the time myself. Somebody else actually does some of that. But doing all those things for myself now, moving from that type of world to the world I'm in. And now that was a risk. But I knew it's what God said. I knew it was time for that new chapter in my career. Determine what are the areas, what are the books, what are your books? What are the books of your life? Spiritually, financially, marital, singleness, whatever it is, determine what those books are in your life. And then determine what chapter am I in each area of my life. Don't try to go through move from chapter to chapter in every single book at the same time. All right? And then once you determine that, ask yourself, is it time for me to move to a new chapter? Am I stuck? Am I uninspired? Do I need some change? And if the answer to that is yes in the different areas of your life, then what am I going to do? I'm going to get some wisdom. I'm going to take some risk. Okay? Well, I said I'm going to leave the pain in the past. I'm going to reconnect with my vision and make some new goals. I'm going to take some risks. I'm going to get some new friends. I'm going to explore something new. And that's how you move to new chapters in your life. You don't move to new chapters in your life just because you say you're ready to move. All right? You move to new chapters. It requires action. Like we talked about, 30.18. And if you're not familiar with that, get back in the Vision Building Institute and Vision Building Group and then do a search on pound 3018 and you'll see the presentation and it'll come right up. Okay? 30.18 every 30 days in 2018. 30.18 every 30 days in 2018. I'm going to be doing something new and different. I'm going to be taking action towards what I need to take action towards in my life. And you all can do that. Okay? When it's time for a new chapter, when it's time for you to move from one chapter in the book, the different books in your life, when it's time for you to move from one chapter to the other, ask yourself, and make sure that you know, what do I need to do to move to the new chapter? Sometimes it's not time to move to a new chapter. Sometimes you need to stay where you are and move where you are. Okay? Stay where you are and not move. Stay right where you are. Some of you, you're ready to move to a new job, or let me rephrase that. You want to move to a new job, but you're not ready. Okay? You're not ready for that next chapter. Some of you say, well, I can't move to a new job because I need such and such certification. Then go get it. That's your new chapter. All right? That's just the way it works, y'all. These things require action. What did we say? 2018 is a year of action. 2018 is a year of action. If you're going to move, if you're going to make change, whatever you're going to do, you've got to take the action in your life. All right? Exactly, Joyce. Get in position. I heard my new pastor say today about getting in position. Get in position for whatever God has for you. All right? So I hope you all have got something out of this session on tonight. I will tell you, I have been blessed. I've been holding this in. God has just given me this whole thing about chapters of your life, and now things like being balanced. I don't really believe, I believe you can be balanced, but you got to be balanced in certain areas. You got to be priority. We might teach about that later on. But tonight, I needed for you to understand is that the components of your life are just like books in your life. And books have different chapters. And just like the areas of your life, you have different chapters in your life. And you can't move them all at the same time. You can't go from chapter to chapter at the same time. You've got to be able to know when it's time for you to turn to a new chapter in a different area in your life. Whew. This is exciting to me. I hope it blessed you on tonight. I've enjoyed this teaching. I thank each and every one of you for being a part of this tonight. Mwah. Inner Circle, I love you. Thanks you for being here. If you're interested in the Inner Circle, please, please, please make sure that you go look at the site for the Inner Circle, and that is bit.ly/TheInnerCircle2018. bit.ly/TheInnerCircle The Inner Circle 2018. All right. I'm trying to read comments and talk at the same time. Okay. So if you're interested in the Inner Circle, do that. Watch out for my my webinar. I'm actually going to do the webinar twice. I'm actually going to do the webinar with you all first. All right. The person who is working with me, she said, Dr. Williams, let's do the webinar first, just for vision building women. Get their feedback before you open it to the public. The reason for that is because there's going to be an offering at the end of that webinar. And I want you guys to be able to have that, be able to get to that offering first before we open it to the public. Because I know once it opens to the public, it will get filled up. Okay. So we're going to do it for vision building women first. Okay. We'll let you know when that is. We'll let you know. And again, that webinar is going to be how to work your job until you can live your dream. Hold on for that, because that's coming. And it'll probably be next month, but it's coming. All right. And then make sure that you, if you're interested in the Inner Circle, bit.ly/the-Inner-Circle 2018, the Inner Circle 2018. All right. And yes, Jessica, check out the Inner Circle, because it is mentoring. It's actually mentoring, coaching, and teaching, because it's hard for me to, even though I know what the differences are, it's hard for me to sometimes not do one without doing the other. Okay. There are lots of women that are in here in the Inner Circle. So if, and the Inner Circle is not full, but I do have a cap, because it's kind of hard to mentor a lot of people at one time. But there are recordings. There are teaching videos that go out. There are coaching. There's coaching workbooks. There's accountability. And really, at $29 a month, that is a very affordable, hopefully. And if it's not, then the Inner Circle is not for you. That's not a chapter, a part of the next chapter in your life right now. Okay? I'll just say it that way. Because I believe that when something is time and ready for you for that chapter, then everything lines up. Okay. Kathleen says it's worth the investment. Yeah. Thank you, Kathleen. Mrs. Bass. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So again, ladies, I hope you've had a fantastic week. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will be sure to answer them. I try to take a day and answer your questions. If you're just joining us, then know that you need to go back. Please go back. Listen to the replay. This will be on YouTube soon. Oh, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's under my name, Dr. Saundra Williams. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a wonderful week. I love each and every one of you. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.